All right, guys, rapport building. So this can take anywhere, this should be anywhere from 5 to 30% of your presentation. But it's done throughout the length of, I'm going to say, the sale appointment. It's done the whole time. People think that rapport is like they want to segment selling. Like, okay, I said hi, I did the company story, now it's time to build rapport, and then we get into the selling. You're building rapport the entire time throughout the sale. The smart salesperson knows this. They use this rapport throughout the sale to get to the close, which makes you the dollars. So when I'm in the field, I want to talk to people normally about these four things. They're very safe topics. They're very simple. You want to avoid politics, religion, anything like that. You want to talk about stuff that people will want to talk to you about. What do they do for jobs? Simple. What kind of job did you have? What do you do? People love to tell people what they do, especially if it's something cool. Like I've literally met a salt salesman. I didn't even know that was a thing. It was awesome. We talked about it for 20 minutes. I sold the guy 10 seconds later. Literally. We got done the report and he goes, dude, you seem awesome. How much is it? I'm going with you. And I was like, there you go. Thank you for the money. Appreciate you. Jobs. What did they do? Ask them. If they're retired, what did you do before you retired, Mr. and Mrs. Betty? What did you do? What do you do now? You have a great house. What do you do for work? This is awesome. The city or town, whatever, the area that they live in, that's where they live. If they live in a really nice town or a really special community, or they live in an area that you may want to visit or you have driven through, or if there's something unique about it, this is their opportunity to tell you. They'll love it because a lot of people have pride in where they live. This gives you something to connect on because even if you don't live there or know anything about it, you can show pride in where you live. And people will see the similarity and they will feel that commonality. That's how you build rapport. Number 3, this is the easiest layup in the world. Children, dogs, and hobbies. Why is that important? Well, if they have children or grandchildren, that's going to be a favorite topic they want to talk about. They want to show you pictures. I don't have any children, but I do have a dog. And I have pictures of that little guy, and I take him every single sales call. I say, hey, this is my dog Merlin. Check him out. Everyone loves to talk about children, grandchildren, or dogs. If they don't have any of that, if they say, oh, I don't have any children, I don't have any grandchildren, and I'm allergic to dogs, no problem, Mr. and Mrs. Pain in my ass. What hobbies do you have? What do you like to do when you're not sitting around the house or you're not at work? And if they say just sitting around the house watching TV, that's awesome. Me too. What shows do you like? Simple. They'll say wild things too. Like I've literally had, I've had woodworkers, I've had miniature plane model creators, I've had generals in the military, I've had nuclear scientists, I've had, I had the guy that he was does a dolphin trainer. I've had some wild people. The last one, this is the easiest one if you live in an area that gets weather, which is most areas in the United States. Weather. What's the weather like where you're at? Because I've called people in Maine and they're like, yeah, it's -5. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm in Tampa. It's 50 today. Connect with them. Sympathize. Empathize. Weather can be tough, particularly for older people or very poor people. Weather can be very tough. And for everyone, they can feel it. Period. If you're in Chicago right now, it's cold and windy. I don't care if you make $100 million a year and you have to walk outside. You're like, oh my God, it's chilly. Everybody experiences weather. Bonus. Food. Food. One of the easiest things in the world. One of the best things I've ever said was, yeah, I'm doing great. Things are going well. I just had the most awesome lunch today. I went to XYZ restaurant and it was Chinese food or it was whatever. And, be positive about it. Be like, it was delicious. Everybody wants to hear about delicious food. And then they're seeing themselves eating delicious food with you, around you. Be like, yeah, next time you're in Tampa, we'll go to, XYZ. It'll be great. Love it. What kind of food do you like? Now you're talking about it. Because if I said to you, oh yeah, I just had the most awesome Chinese yesterday from the Emirate Thai restaurant that I love. What's your favorite lunch food? What do you like to get? Do you like, you like Chinese food? You like steaks? You like, cheese steaks? You like subs? You go to Wawa? You go to Chick-fil-A? What do you like? They'll tell you right away because that's not harmful information and it gives you something to connect on to feed right back in. Do you go with your children? Do you take your dog? Do you go with your hobby group? Is it in the city where you live? And what did you do for work? Because that shit ain't cheap. It all builds connection. And you're going to ask these questions throughout the process. Depending on what you sell, you don't just want to have a section where you go, Mr. Customer, it's my turn to build rapport with you. Ask the question, you answer. Okay, let's do the pitch. You're not a robot. Use these questions throughout, particularly if you hit some sort of resistance. Rapport building is one of the easiest ways to overcome resistance. It is. It distracts them from the topic. Very simple. I've literally had somebody tell me, I'm not buying that, I don't believe in it. And I would say, okay, awesome, I understand completely, it's a tough concept. What did you do for work? And now they're telling me about that, and they've completely forgot that they just told me to pound sand. And then I go right back into the pitch and, yeah, you know what, that makes sense. It's all it is. You're just overcoming the smoke screen to get to the point. The only reason people will not buy something from you, they either truly can't afford it, which if you don't sell something that's not that expensive, is not real. They don't trust you. They don't trust you. That's all it is. They don't trust. That's the biggest objection is, I don't trust you. I don't believe what you're telling me. I don't think this is good. If their daughter or son or direct family member or best friend in the word or someone that they truly believe said, that's the best, you should buy it, most people would just do it because they trust that resource. Trust is the biggest one. If they trust you, they're going to buy from you. People buy from people they trust. They may not like you, but they have to trust you as an authority figure. It's very simple. Authority figures are made through rapport. Because if you have nothing in common with you, they have nothing to trust you. Like, there's no reason to trust you. Why would I believe this person? Why would I trust them? They got nothing in common with me. It's very simple. Use these rapport builders.